day 3, and I did not wake up in time this time. So I'm gonna stream for just a little bit while I get some other work done. I did get through like a lot on my checklist. Let's see. I do want to kind of go over what I was able to do because I've been feeling somewhat bad about myself that I did not do all the things. Of course. It is what it is. Okay. Hair check, hair check. Meh. Not my favorite way for it to fall, but I'll take it. Okay. Yoga is a no-go today. Maybe in the afternoon, like more into the afternoon. So yesterday I had kind of put together a wild lettuce tincture for a neighbor. And I know most folks don't know what wild lettuce is or its effects or anything like that, but it is a sedative. And so I was pouring some out and a bunch fell on my hand and I just licked it. And I'm sure I'm also already tired from just the change in all of it, like routine, everything. So yeah, I slept really soundly. I mean, I set an alarm for like a few minutes before work, and that's the alarm I slept into today. So yeah, it wasn't a slow morning. It was a get my butt to work morning. But it is what it is. It happens. And I'm realizing I never even brushed my teeth this morning because that is not checked off. And that's really easy to forget about until the afternoon. So I will need to do that very soon. I didn't really set up my environment this morning, so there's no candles being lit, no tea time, but I can do it tomorrow because I have enjoyed it. Again, never got out to like get breakfast stuff, so I still don't have that. The bird stuff is not that bad, so I can do that tomorrow, but I don't want to get back into that mindset where I just put it off for days and weeks and all that stuff. Okay, so still committed. It was an off day, and that's okay. This is just the first week. I'm gonna keep working on it. Hopefully, I will do at least a little bit of karate today. I'm sure I'll draw. I've already played with my kitties. So that's good. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot here. And having a checklist is actually really helpful. I might really keep this up until it becomes so natural I don't have to think about it at all. Where it's just like, I do this, I do this, I do this. I'm just going to keep that checklist. Like to the point where if I don't do this, I feel like something's missing. And that can take a while to actually like get to that point. So also I realized you also have never actually seen me dressed. Fit check, except for it's like an alpaca hoodie from Peru. And some, there we go. I got the whole 70s vibe going on. I had bought this at a vintage store and it was on sale for like $20. So real alpaca from I'm thinking probably 80s, 90s. There's a lot that I need to do. Like, yeah, I need to really restore this. However, I've never actually worked with alpaca. So I'm a little worried about using like the sweater thing, the pill thing. Because I've tried that on sweaters that it wasn't made for, and I've eaten holes in the sweaters, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to keep looking out for it. It's not high on my list of things to do, but eventually I will restore this so that there aren't all these little fuzzies everywhere that can get pulled on and make it worse. Okay. Yeah, yesterday I did pretty well overall. I was happy with myself and keeping up my new routines. At some point, I need to run to the library and pick up my book before Friday. So it might be tomorrow because I have stuff to do today, or on my way to that, I might run to the library. So we'll see. Still don't have my hair like braided right now. It's okay. Ooh. So, oh, interesting. Okay. So, all right. I did want to still at least stream a little bit, go over it, get my thoughts together. And yeah, I'm working on literally actually finding YouTube videos for my students that relate to the different lessons. Because I'm going to do more of a debate style. So I talk a lot already. I know sometimes my students are tired of hearing me talk. And I do like to find like a 5 to 10 minute video at least to break things up. So that's what I am doing currently. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And this does give me a moment to play. Also, yesterday's insight, now that I have done some further deep diving on it, I don't think it was correct. And I'll admit that, like, I thought I had an insight, but when I really looked at more evidence, I didn't. So, yeah, I don't necessarily take it back. I think that was an interesting train of thinking. And I don't think I was entirely wrong that spirituality or religion tries to make up for what society lacks. But I don't think it always is an opposite of how society acts. So, anyway, learning and growing. I love giving examples of that. Rocket's all kinds of excited right now. What's out there, Rocket? Are you going to go attack Koopa? They're both all excited. I don't know. It might just be midday. Anyway, I'm going to get back to doing the stuff I got to do. Make sure my tea out of the way. So earlier, Koopa jumped up here and spilled stuff everywhere. It's great. Very great. So, by the way, if you have not, I mean, I think everyone knows what Crash Course is. And I'm going to be going through a bunch of SciShow Psych videos and some other videos. If randomly someone is actually watching this and you want to know what video I'm watching, I will happily send you the link. And hopefully they'll announce themselves because I don't like stealing others' content for me. But in the moment, what I am doing is watching content and utilizing that, just like yoga the other day. Like, I really like to follow along with someone. So, okay. I am putting off calls till tomorrow. I did a lot of calls this morning, knocked a lot of those out. I have one more around 4 or something. So, yeah, I'll stop the stream at that point. And until then, I just had lunch. I got some air, and I was trying not to burp. Until then, I'll just kind of stream and get some stuff done. And it's mostly going to be me standing here and saying something to the camera. Especially, I'm sure I'm going to go on a rant about AI. Pretty sure that. All right. And this will get me talking out loud as I work through things. So I'm really bad at that, and talking out loud is actually helpful. So, on this date, we are, okay, that is, ooh, okay. Review, 2 weeks in a row. That means I'm open. Okay. Right. Okay. Over here. for that. You can't spill it on my laptop. And it is assessment week. Oh, geez, I got added to a group chat. Oh, dear. I was just telling some folks that, yeah, I accidentally dosed myself with my wild lettuce tincture, and I slept like a baby. On my therapy appointment tonight, I think. Right? I think so. Okay. Oh, wait, shoot. Aww. Okay. So I'm going to use the restroom. Aw, I got invited on a trip. I'm saying if the girl I've been talking to wants to come with me. Okay, now I'm finally gonna get back to what I said I was gonna do. Review. Okay. Whew. I am currently working through some work stress. This is part of why I also don't like screaming while I'm at work, because I realize I'm just getting so stressed. Do the deep breath thing. Yoga would actually probably be really good for me right now, but I just don't want to, even though my body hurts. And then that's also what keeps me from wanting to do that, even though I know it'll make my body hurt less. This is what being genuine and authentic is. It is struggle. It's not just, oh, I did the thing, look at me. It's, I'm trying to do the thing, and it's not happening every day the way I would like it to. And then you feel bad about yourself. And I'm trying not to feel bad about myself, which is why I use that language that distinguishes it from me. So I said I was going to keep watching some videos, and I still haven't gotten to that. But I have been talking about some things about work that I'm not going to share. And mostly the stress of it. And some perfectionist expectations that I cannot, like, I'm just not going to be able to meet. And I have to learn how to be okay with not meeting these almost impossible expectations. I mean, I would burn myself out so quickly if I tried to do that. And I know this by now. I know a lot about where my limits are, what I can't do. I mean, I teach psych, and my area was cognitive psych and learning. So I also know how learning goes. And it's not just you get the information and you immediately apply it like a computer. There's processing, there's practice, and like time it takes to apply that information. And when I'm in an environment where it seems like you're just supposed to take the information and just be perfect immediately, yeah, it stresses me out because that's just not how humans work. So, all right. All right. I have another hour. Shoulder key. Personality. Okay, Google. Volume 4. There we go. A little bit more background. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Letting out all the things where I can't say them on camera. Okay. Okay. Letting it process, letting it process, letting it process, letting it process, moving my body, moving my body, moving my body, moving my body, letting it process, letting it process, letting it process, letting it process, moving my body, letting that energy out, letting my stress on. Oh, yes. I do yoga today, but I can only still move around. My back's been really. I'm trying to figure out what I did. Like, did I lift something? Because right in here, it's. Whew. Okay. 4 o'clock, I have a call. Right. So I have a little bit more time. Yeah, because I'm. Oh, yeah, I'm. Running through some scenarios. Very frustrated that some people are getting credit for things I did. And I'm not looked at as currently someone who is even trying when people are getting compliments on the work I literally did Like I made all that. And they're like, oh my gosh, this person has all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I made that. I did that. Okay. Moving my body, 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 moving my body. Oof. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. I think I finally got it. I think I finally got it. I think I finally got it. I finally got it. I think I finally got it. Just need to move. Feel my body. So that's Koopa. When I told you Koopa's a little special, I meant it. Yeah. He's he's a special kitty. He has trouble with like his proprioception is what we call it in psychology, where his body is in the space. So he commonly like rolls over, even though he's obviously in a tiny, like he can't roll. He just doesn't, he can't tell what's around him. And it's so cute. The other thing too is every time he has the zoomies, he hops like a bunny. Both his back feet just go at the same time, and it's just, someone's gonna absolutely love him and adore having him as a kid. And luckily, because he is cognitively deficient in certain ways, he is not even gonna miss me. There he goes. Okay. Yeah. I did cut my cat's toenails the other night. The claws. So everyone has been clipped. Okay. Back to it. Back to it. Back to it. Back to it. Finishing up. Okay. Double check. Oh my gosh, I keep getting so distracted, but just double check. Yes, okay. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. Ooh, looks like I want to watch that. Just myself. Alright, alright. So, now I can move this over here. I just watched a video that had like the Law and Order voice. And if I'm going to show that video to kids, I'm probably going to use the same voice. Alrighty. Woo. Okay. Personality. That is a whole thing. Ooh. Man. These are going to be really good. Ooh, that's going to be a good one too. Okay. So now I gotta go.
The internet has given us many things. From a way to communicate with and games often inspire as much empathy as they do envy. And that's a little confusing because we thought can be wonderful. It can also be a reminder that humans can love some kind of surprising things. We talked about some of them on this channel over the years, and now it's time for a highlight reel. First, that whole movie villains thing. What is it about evil fictional characters that wins so many people over? Well, here's Anthony with the research. Everyone loves a good fictional villain, whether it's the hero's sinister brother, primary foe, or creepy not mom. It seems like the worst characters in books, films, comics, and games often inspire as much empathy as they do envy. And that's a little confusing because we tend to dislike real life bad guys. But psychologists think they figured out why so many of us cheer on fictional terrible people when we shun real ones. And the answer might help us better understand how everyone in our lives, real or fictional, shape how we think of ourselves and who we are. To understand our love of villains, we first have to understand how we see ourselves. In general, we human beings want to perceive ourselves as competent, compassionate, and, well, as good people. It's the reason we're likely to think that we'd always do what's right. Even if others wouldn't. Like, we'd always leave a note if we hit a parked car. And we'd never hang the toilet paper in the under position because people in the under toilet paper camp are agents of chaos. Psychologists refer to the need to see ourselves as good as self-positivity bias. And it has a big impact.
Alright. I don't know. I don't think that will fit. Although this is very interesting, I don't think this is going to fit. The 9 personality types.
So you're with your friends trying to decide where to go for dinner. One says they want Chinese food, the other suggests Indian, and then they both offer to go to the other's chosen restaurant, and it's been 10 minutes and nobody's making a decision. Finally jump in and say, okay, let's just get Chinese. And then one of them responds with, oh, you're such a type. They're referring to one of the 9 personality types in what's known as the Enneagram system, specifically the type that describes a challenger or protector. If they were trying to say you're controlling, that probably wasn't very nice. But it was also probably wrong, because despite its popularity, the Enneagram is one of those classification systems that doesn't have solid science to support it, and isn't actually a good measure of personality. You can learn a lot about psychology and how popular it is, though. The current form of the Enneagram, which started to become more well-known about 50 years ago, puts everyone in one of 9 categories. For example, you could be a type 1, called either the reformer or the perfectionist, depending on who you ask. Supposedly, type 1s are committed to idealistic principles and tend toward perfectionism. Or you might be type 5, the investigator or observer, someone who's perceptive and intellectual. Or maybe you're a type 8, the challenger or protector your friend mentioned, who takes charge and follows their instincts. In the Enneagram, the 9 personality types are arranged into a circle. Each type is a point on the outside of the circle, and the points are connected by lines that represent how someone with a given personality type might act under different circumstances. For example, when you're stressed, you might be expected to take on some of the features of one of the types that's connected to yours. The idea is that each person will have one type that fits them best. Supposedly, they all have their own strengths and weaknesses. There's no best or worst type to have, and people are encouraged to try to become the best version of their personality. You might have noticed that you have a lot of these characteristics at the same time, even just among the 3 types I've mentioned so far. Like, I don't know about you, but I try to stick to my principles. And I also like thinking about things in an intellectual way. And when someone needs to take charge, I have no problem doing that role as well. So there's a pretty fundamental flaw in the system, but we'll get to that. First, the research. There's not a ton of it, but the studies that have been done haven't found much evidence to support characterizing personalities this way, especially compared to other types of personality tests. One major drawback is that it's inconsistent.
More
You can end up with
ice.
totally different results depending on the test you take. A few studies have found
This is going to be
If you have a Facebook account, you probably started wondering, how much does Mark Zuckerberg really know about you and the rest of the site's 2 billion users? One company in particular, Cambridge Analytica, was recently in the news because bore no consent from the users. But what does behavior? Let's start back in 2013 with things like the private information from the survey.
Yes. I do want to relate a lot of stuff to social media. Media. I think I like this one. I think this is going to be the one.
hey, what type of sandwich are you? How about which fast food chain? And what piece of... According to hundreds of websites across the internet, your personality is 100% something you're born with. So whether you get hyped up by huge crowds or people tire you out, well, you just have to deal with it. Except, like many things online, that isn't true. Research suggests that you can change your personality if you're willing to work for it. Today, most psychologists define personality as the automatic pattern of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that come out in certain situations, and that change from person to person. In other words, if you're an extrovert and get energized by being around people, you probably don't walk into a party and go, time to act extroverted.
I actually like that. No, this is for. Ooh, I need to. It's here! It's here! It's here! It's here! Okay. 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 We could do a guess. Okay. Here's a kitty in the middle of the room. I'm trying to stretch my back and massage it a little bit. I realize I look probably kind of funny. Look like Biscuit head. Is he okay? Was I miss Lucy? Probably hunting a bird. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Y'all don't even know how excited I am. Finally, it dropped, 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 it dropped. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Let's head to the next question. Okay, I'm probably going to sign on off. Last thing I think I want to say before I sign off, and you got to see the chaos of the afternoon. So a lot of people think that if you get a piece of information, you're suddenly going to change your entire behavior, entire worldview, all of it. This is not how humans work. Not one bit. We get a process. We are literally growing cells in our brain in order to process things. Like, that takes time. We often need to sleep on things. I'm sure you've heard that. Very true. We might actually need a night of sleep before we make a good decision, because when we sleep, our brain saves a lot of information and it continues growing those cells based on our memory and a lot of other stuff. But oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't believe how much the internet expects. Like, once someone hears something, they're automatically going to change everything. And I think that goes with a lot of ego. Like, a lot of people think that if they tell you to do something, then you're just going to automatically implement it. And the world's going to be wonderful because they're doing what you say. And that's just such silliness to me. There's no, that's not how humans work. We need time. We need to grow the cells, and the people who push themselves in that way burn out. A lot of people can do it for a little while because you just make yourself do it, but you're teaching your body and your brain to use methods that are not effective. And then you end up relying on those methods later. And ask me how I know. Because I'm that person who almost got, I've been tiptoeing the line of burnout for a hot minute, and I don't want to get there. And because I'm right on the line, and because I pushed myself for so long, and I could just make myself do this. I'm just going to make myself. The unfortunate part of that is that just making yourself often comes with a lot of stressors. Like, you're forcing yourself, you're doing it this way, and you're just, I gotta do it right now. Yeah, I grew up in that. Yeah, eventually what it teaches you is that these things are not enjoyable, and you're less likely to do them later or continue to do them, because you always have to force yourself into it. So it's always going to be a big issue. It's never going to be natural if that's what you're doing. So you're constantly forcing yourself until you get to the point where you're out of energy and you can't force yourself to do it anymore. So I'm right there on that borderline. And I don't want to get there. I don't want to hit burnout where I can't work or do anything. I've had days in bed where I feel very little motivation or anything. Sometimes maybe it's just depression at times, and I think a lot of times too, it's just the way I've been forcing myself to do things in a way that doesn't create like an environment or like cognitive pattern where I want to do it again. If you're forcing yourself to, then you already know you don't want to. So then you're just adding stress, and then the next time you run into that, all you remember is the last time it was super stressful and the stress of forcing yourself to do it, and it keeps building until you hit a breaking point. And I do not want to hit that damn breaking point. There's a lot of things I can say on that breaking point. So yeah. Anyway, I am going to continue doing this. Hopefully tomorrow I have a little bit better of a morning. It might still be a little bit later. I don't know. I might get to bed earlier tonight and such. I'm going to a book club, and I should be home early enough to do my wind down routine and such. So I'm gonna try and do that. Hi, bud. Want to come say hi before I go? Here's the body. Again, this kitty's for adoption. He's adoptable. He's adoptable. He also falls off the couch randomly. And he's the chillest cat. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Want to go ham? Oh, there we go. Better? Oh, no, not better. That's okay. That's okay, Koopa. So yeah, he's adoptable. He just spawned on my front porch. So I've given him a home and a safe place, and he's a very sweet kitty, and he doesn't cause too much harm. I mean, sometimes he knocks stuff over and breaks them, but that's going to be cats. All right, I got to wrap this up. I'm going to get back to what I was doing, and I have a call coming up in like 10 minutes, so bye.